Hello, my name is Brendan Golledge, and I'm making an introduction video for my class in the Teach Now program. So as I just said, my name is Brendan, I'm 27, and I'm from Kansas. As for my hobbies, I've had lots of hobbies in life. They kind of change from time to time. I even was in a fencing club for a little while. But the things I've done most consistently are weightlifting and video games. And also any kind of self-improvement. I like learning about things. And as for Kansas, I've heard that lots of foreigners call Kansas flyover land. That's because they want to visit California and Texas and New York and Florida, and Kansas is in the middle, so they fly over Kansas and those other places to get there. And that's probably a good thing because there's not very much to see or do in Kansas. Kansas is very flat and there's lots of grass. And most of the state is used for farming, so there's not a lot to hold. There's not very much to see and do. But the people in Kansas are helpful and friendly, so that's a good thing. As a child, I was very bookish. I spent a lot of time in my life thinking about abstract ideas that aren't of any practical help to anyone. I think it's only been very recently, actually, that I've actually tried to learn practical skills, such as how to make money, or make friends with people, that I've at least tried to do that. I was also in Boy Scouts when I was young. I think that left a big impression on me. I became an Eagle Scout, and as for my adult life, almost everything I've done so far has been disappointment. I wanted to become an engineer when I grew up, so I studied engineering at university. And I passed the FE exam in electrical engineering, and I actually graduated on the honor roll. And my father's a software engineer, his father was a chemical engineer, and his father was a civil engineer. So it's in my family, but I never got an engineering job. I think I probably sent out over 200 resumes over the course of a couple of years, and didn't even get really one proper reply that wasn't an automated rejection. I did have one recruiting agent get back to me, and she said that I thought maybe there was something wrong with my resume, and she told me there was nothing wrong with my resume. There's just no market for engineers without any experience, which is different than what they tell you from the news. They say there's an engineering shortage. If you look it up, though, you'll find that they've had like 5 or 6 claimed engineering shortages since World War II. And none of them were real. And there are like twice as many people with STEM majors in the United States now as there are STEM jobs. And a lot of the new hires are being taken up with the visas. So I was quite disappointed by that and just a bit bitter for a while. After I wasn't able to find a job in engineering, I went and taught English overseas for a couple of years, first in Russia and then in China. And I met some women while I was over there. A couple of them I wanted to marry. For various reasons it didn't work out. And another thing about working overseas is that your work visa is tied to your employer, so you are dependent on your employer. You can't quit your job without leaving the country, because you can't be in the country without your visa, and your employer has the visa for you. So you're kind of renting yourself into slavery whenever you have a work visa. So anyway, I couldn't get an engineering job, and I was disappointed by how I was treated as an English as a second language teacher. So now I'm just trying to do anything I can to get my feet properly planted in some kind of career. So I'm doing several things simultaneously. I'm looking to apply to be an electrician's apprentice. I'm also doing Teach Now, of course, and also applying for a whole lot of random jobs. And I suppose I'll just do whichever one bears the best fruit the soonest. And I think that's about it.